Hey guys, what's up? This is Vinnie Stevens here. Welcome to another video for my channel. Welcome to another episode of vinyl reviews, and actually welcome to the second Queen vinyl review. So yeah, I'm just gonna go straight into it. So today we'll be reviewing, as I said, another Queen album, but it's going to be A Night of the Opera. So let's get into this. This video has been recorded throughout the day, or two. So yeah, let's get in. Let's get into it. So I just kind of copied this from the last video. If you haven't seen my last video, I'm going to do it again. So who are Queen? So Queen is a rock band that formed in London in 1970 and are still active today. Their classic lineup consisted of Freddie Mercury on vocals and piano, Brian May on guitar and vocals, Roger Taylor on drum and vocals, and John Deacon on bass guitar. The original members as of 2017 this year are Brian May and Roger Taylor. Um, Freddie Mercury had died on the 24th of November 1991, aged 45. He actually died the same day as Kiss's drummer Eric Carr, and John Deacon retired in 1987. He stayed with the band after Freddie Mercury's death. Both members have never been replaced, but the original members have done collaborations with Paul Rodgers and Adam Lambert. Queen has also had guest vocals such as the legendary David Bowie, the legendary George Michael, legendary Elton John, Robbie Williams, more modern ones like Jessie J and Lady Gaga. They've also had tour members and early members of in the band as well. The band has released 14 studio albums, 9 live albums, 15 compilation albums, 7 EPs, 72 singles, 1 soundtrack, 19 box sets, and 1 other release. So now on to the background of this album. So, background of the album. So, Night of the Opera is the fourth studio album by Queen. It was released by EMI Records in the UK and Electric Records in the United States. It was produced by Roy Thomas Baker and members of Queen. At the time this album was recorded, it was one of the most expensive albums ever recorded. The album takes the same name from a Marx Brothers of the same name. After one night, the band actually watched it in the studio complex where they were recording this album. The album incorporates a wide range of styles. This includes like ballads, songs in the music hall style, hard rock tracks, and progressive rock influence. The album topped the UK chart for 4 non-consecutive weeks. It peaked at number 4 in the US Billboard 200 chart and became the band's first platinum selling album in the United States. The worldwide sales for this album was at over 6 million copies. It's produced the band's most successful single in the UK and one of my favourite songs, Bohemian Rhapsody, which became the first number one and one of the best selling singles. So I'm now going to move on to songs. I can't say the name. So I'm doing the same as my last video, doing each song on both sides of the album. So the first song is Death on Two Legs, brackets dedicated to. So this song refers to as a Freddie Mercury hate letter to Queen's first manager, who some years before reputed to have mistreated the band and abused his role as a manager from when he was manager from 1972 to 1975. Through the song, it never makes a direct reference to him. After listening to a playback of the song done in studios during the time of the album release, he was appealed and sued the band and the record label, which resulted in an out-of-court settlement, but confirmed his connection to the song. The song was performed live, and there's a live version of the song appeared on 1979 Live Killers. The song remained on their setlist until and way into the 1980s, the Game Tour. Then after it was dropped, but the introduction was played during the Hot Spice and Works tour. So next song. Like so Lazing on a Sunday afternoon. This was another song by Mercury. The lead vocals were sung in the studio and reproduced through headphones in a tin basket elsewhere in the studio. A microphone picked up the sound from the basket, which gives it a hollow megaphone sound. The guitar solo was also reported to have been recorded on the vocal track, as there was no more tracks to record on. So, yeah, next song. So, I'm in love with my car. This song was amongst Roger Taylor's most famous songs in Queen's catalogue. This song was actually taken as a joke by Barry May, who thought Taylor was not serious when he heard a demo recording. Tyler played the guitars in the original demo, but they later re-recorded it with May, and the lead vocals were performed by Tyler on the studio version and all releases on the live version and on the live version. The Reverend Sounds is actually a conclusion of the song, which was recorded by Tyler's then current car and Alfa Romeo. The song played during the 1977 to 81 tour period. It was played in Queen and Paul Rogers tour in 2005 and the Rock the Cosmos tour in 2008. Taylor played the song for his concerts with his band The Cross and his solo tours. So next song. So you're my best friend. So this song was a first Queen single written by John Deacon. The song was written for his wife, and the song was a top 10 hit. So yeah, next song. So the next song was 39. So 39 was May's attempt to do a like sky sci-fi scuffle. 39 relates to the tale of a group of space explorers who embark on what is, from their perspective, I can say, a years long, basically a years long voyage. Upon their return, however, they realize that 100 years has passed because of the time dilation effect, and this was an Edison's special theory or relativity, and their loved ones they left behind are now all dead or aged. May sings the song on the album with backing vocals by Mercury and Tyler. During the performance, Mercury actually sang lead vocals. Um, George Michael also performed this song at Freddie Mercury's tribute concert in 1992, and this was actually George Michael's favourite Queen song. Um, Queen has included the song on their set lists, including their recent tours with Adam LeBolt and Paul Rogers for all their tours since 2005. It is signed as its own on the album by May. So, next song. So, Sweet Lady, this song was written by Brian May. Um, Roger Tyler remembers it as one of the most difficult drumming parts he has ever recorded. Uh, Very much that's it for this song. So on to the next one. So the next song is Seaside Rendezvous. That's how you say it. This song was written by Freddie Mercury. It was written under his violin music hall influence. This is one of the few Queen songs, in fact, without Brian May participating in it at all. This song kind of has like an old time feel with a ragtime sound and lyrics, and it can be easily I came from the 1930s. I had to dig more into this song, but didn't get too much. So the only thing I found out about it was Queen had never performed this song. So uh, this is from the second side of the album. This is the Prophets song. So this song was composed by Brian May. Brian May has explained that he wrote the song after a dream he had about a great flood while he was recovering from being ill while recording their last album, Sheer Heart Attack. And is the source of some of the lyrics. He spent several days putting this song together, and at over 8 minutes on, in length, it's one of the longest Queen songs. May May's dream he had was about the Great Flood, and the lyrics references from the Bible, um, a Noah's Ark account. So next song. So Love of My Life. This song was written by Freddie Mercury for his then girlfriend at the time, Mary Austin. And this song has been mostly played as a cover song. Best versions of it are from likes of which featured May, the Scorpions, and er, early Parrish. Is that how you say its name? Brian May arranged the song that it could be played on a 12-string acoustic for live performances. Love of My Life was such a concert favourite that Mercury frequently stopped singing and allowed the audience to take over. It was especially well received during concerts in South America. The band released it as a single there in South America. When Queen and Paul Rodgers performed the song, especially Brian May solo, he sang almost none of the words, and the audience sang it all, which kind of continued the tradition. So next song. So Good Company. So good. This song was written and sung by Brian May, who provided all the vocals and he played the ukulele. Freddie Mercury was not involved with this song recording, making it actually one of the few Queen songs not to feature him. So yeah. So Bahamian Rhapsody. This is one of my favorite songs. This song was written by Freddie Mercury with the first guitar solo composed by May. All the piano, bass and drum parts as well as vocal arrangements were thought up by Mercury on a daily basis, and he kind of wrote this song in blocks using note names instead of sheets, and he used it in a phone book. The other members recorded their instruments with no concept on how their tracks would be otherwise in the final mix. The background of this song, the famous Homertic section, was a rock portion of the song. The interlude is full of like absurd classical characters. Some of these I may not be able to pronounce. Uh, Scalamosis, a clown from Calmedina dell'Arte Astronomo Gallifrego, the principal character in Barmizja, The Barber of Savile, and The Marriage of Virgo Beelzebub, identified in the Christian's New Testament as Satan, Prince of Demons, but in Arabic as Lord of the Flies. Also in Arabic, the word Basmala, which is a noun from a phrase in the Quran, Bazariara, Ramanda. This means the name of God most glorious, most merciful. During the recording of the song became effectively known as Fred's thing to the band, and the title only emerged during the final sessions. Despite being twice as long as the average single in 1975 and garnering mixed critical reviews, intentionally the song became popular, topping charts worldwide, where it remained unprotected 9 weeks in the UK and is widely regarded as one of the most significant rock songs in history. After Freddie Mercury's death, the song was released as a double A-side to These Are the Days of Our Lives on 9th of December 1981, September 5th, 1991 in the US. So, next song. So, God Save the Queen. So, this is a song, this is the British national anthem. May recorded a cover version of this. After the song was complete, it was played as an outro at virtually every Queen concert. Brian May performed the song live on the roof of Buckingham Palace for the Queen's Golden Jubilee in 2002. May has stated that he performed the song on the roof of Buckingham Palace as a homage to the Star Spangled Banner, the United States' national anthem, like a version of Jimi Hendrix. God Save the Queen is the only song ever recorded by Queen that was not written by any members, but May is credited as an arranger. So, on to Reputation and Legacy. So, the reputation and legacy of this album. So, Queen had already experienced a number of hits with and through their first three albums, Queen, Queen 2, Queen Sheer Heart Attack. But Night of the Opera was like their first major success. In 1990, May told BBC Radio 2, it's a radio station in the UK, for a night that at the opera sort of returned to the Queen's 2 philosophy. We we had all our confidence because we had a hit. We had almost a the script. I don't know how to say that about us. Two because we were totally bankrupt at that point. Um, we have made hit records, but we haven't had any of the money back. And if the night of the opera hadn't been a success, I think we would have just disappeared under the ocean someplace. So we're making this album, knowing it was Live or Die. Each of us individually want to realize our potential as writers and producers and everything. In 1977, Bohemian Rhapsody received 2 Grammy Award nominations for Best Pop Vocal Performance by a Duo, Group or Chorus, and Best Arrangement for Voices. Now going on to the cover. Now, the cover. I had to go into a wee bit of research to try and find out about this cover of this album. So I just turn this light on here so you can see it better. So The cover of the background is white with which I believe is the Queen band logo in the middle. It's got the name of the band, and then underneath it's got the album title in this joint up writing. At the back again, it's white. It's in this box. It's got people who produced the album, both and all the songs of the album. And with this one, you can actually open it. So basically, it's got the name, the side, and each song going down the ways, and then with the lyrics. Then at the side, at the bottom, it's got pictures of the band members in like blue and brown colors, and then it's just all this is about who featured on the album. So now I'm going to Alaris. That's what you said. Oh, let's move on. Alalos, that's how you say it. So ABC in Australia did this poll in 2007 for the top 100 albums. It ranked at number 28. The BBC in the UK did this same poll, top 100 albums, the year before in 2006. It ranked number 9. The year before that, Channel 4 also in the UK did this poll for the greatest 100 albums, and it ranked number 13. The classic rock in the UK did 2 in 2001 and 2006. The one was the greatest rock albums ever, 100. The 100 greatest British rock bands ever, it ranked at 25th and 17th. Kerrang in the UK did this poll for top 100 best British rock albums ever in 2005. It ranked at number 19. NME in the UK did this poll in 2006 for the greatest 100 albums of all time, ranked number 19. Q in the UK did the top 10 best British albums ever in 2004. It ranked at number 17. The Rolling Stones did this poll for the top 100 greatest albums of all time in 2004 also, and that ranked number 11. In the US, they did 2. So they did a poll for Reader's Top 100 Albums in 2002 and the top 500 greatest albums of all time in 2003. Both the album ranked number 82 and 231. Virgin in the UK did this poll for the all-time top 1,000 albums in 1998, and it ranked 87. So now I'm going to move on to next. So track listings. So on side 1 there was Death on Two Legs dedicated to Lazing on a Sunday Afternoon, I'm in Love with My Car, You're My Best Friend, 39, Sweet Lady, and Seaside Rendezvous. I can't say. You probably know what one I'm on about. Side 2 was the Prophet song, Love of My Life, Good Company, Bohemian Rhapsody, and God Save the Queen. So now moving on to charts. So the charts, so on the weekly charts in 1975 and 1976, the album reached number 1 on the Australian albums chart, the Dutch albums chart, the New Zealand albums chart, and the UK's albums chart. It reached number 2 in Canada on the Canadian albums chart. It reached number 4 in the Norwegian albums chart and the US Billboard 200. And in Germany, it reached number 5 on the German albums chart. So let's see. At the year's end chart, um, it reached number 4 on the Australian albums chart. In the Canadian albums chart, it reached number 15. French album charts number 88. Japanese albums chart 22. UK albums chart number 12 in the US Billboard year end chart number 8. Now I'm going to move on to certifications. Uh, certifications, it went platinum in Argentina, uh, the CAPIF, and also CAPIF all records release. Canada, Music Canada, Germany, BVMI, and the United Kingdom's BPI all rated it platinum. Um, in Finland, Austria, the IFPI Austria, and Finland's part, I don't know how to say that. Try my best to say in Finnish. Marsk, no, there's no way I'm going to say that. It went gold. In the United States, the RIA went 3 times platinum, and in Poland, the ZBAV, it went 2 times platinum. So now on to my review of this album. So my review on this album, I find it quite hard what to say about this album. I didn't really want to copy what I said from my last video and alter it a bit, but I would give this album 10 out of 10. If you told me to rate this album when I first got it a couple of months ago, I would have gave it an 8 or 9. After listening to it a couple of times, I really actually started to enjoy it more, and it never was off since I got it, and now it's one of my favorite albums. It was on my dream vinyl list when I first got a vinyl, because people told me it was a good album to have on vinyl. This is my second Queen album. It's not an original one. It was brought new as a gift to me at around the same time I got Sheer Heart Attack, their last album. That was the last album I reviewed. It's got that classic Queen sound to it, and this is where I would start to listen to big hits from Queen. Like, I first heard Bohemian Rhapsody from the movie Wayne's World, the bit where they are in an AC Pacer listening to it and singing along to it. First time I saw that was about 2 years ago. 2 years ago, 2015. I was watching this movie on a huddle. It was a tablet that's been produced in the UK, coming back from a place called Donegal on a bus after doing like half a camp. It was one of those songs I kept listening to for ages. I listened to it digitally, but it just sounds so much better in vinyl, and I sing along to it all the time. I try not to, it depends where I am. Um, like, I've heard songs from like Live Aid in 1985. Queen played. The band Extreme. They played like a Queen melody at the Freddie Mercury tribute concert. Recently, I watched Queen a couple of weeks ago at the Royal Albert Hall. A video from 1975. And they played some of those hits from that album. I've recently started to listen to the singles from this album digitally as well. Queen did come to my country a month ago with Alan LeBird. I would have gone, but tickets were expensive. But it would have been an experience to hear some of those songs from this album live. I've obviously heard God Save the Queen because I'm from the UK, but I'm not going to go into the whole identity thing. But I love this album, so going to wrap this video up. So thanks guys for watching. Next video is going to be another vinyl review. It's going to be a Thin Lizzy album, so stick around for that. The car video will be going up very soon, hopefully in the next week or so. Um, it's in the work of progress at the minute, and there is another one I said I was going to do. I'm still trying to find the footage from that. I've got so much footage on my thing, but I will say in the car video if I'm going to do it or not. I'm also going to I'm currently working on kind of a throwback to this year of all the car shows that I've been to. So that's in the works a minute, and that will be up soon. I'm going to be continuing vinyl reviews until the new year. There's not many left to do out of this first series. I will actually be doing another series maybe in the new year. Um, so yes, so don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, and I guess see ya.